Hello, good evening to you from Somerset Park. These the goals, of course, which produced this week's two quarter-final replays in the Tennent's Scottish Cup. Later on in tonight's programme, we'll see last night's Battle of the Thistles in Inverness, and we'll also have highlights of tonight's Bank of Scotland SPL match between St Johnstone and Rangers. But the main focus of the programme is, of course, tonight's replay between Ayr United and Dundee United. Ayr United with a chance of visiting Hampden for the second time in consecutive weeks, and Dundee United will know that tonight their SPL status won't count for very much. Highlights coming up for you with Rob McLean.
Scott Crabbe's made it. The Ayr striker missed the weekend draw at Raith, but he's recovered in time to continue his Scottish Cup exploits, which include appearances in the quarter-finals, semis and the final itself with Falkirk. So the return of Crabbe means this is the same Ayr team as drew 2-2 at Tannadice 11 days ago. Bags of experience with Hughes, Duffy and Craig in defence, and McGinley and Grady have 20 goals this season between them. Dundee United show two changes from the team which narrowly lost to Rangers on Sunday. David McCracken, who replaced injured Jamie Fullerton during that game, is in from the start for this one. And Derek Lilly, banned last weekend and this weekend, is able to play in tonight's replay, with David Winters dropping out of the starting lineup. Preparing for his Dundee United farewell is David Hanna. It seems the Tannadice team can't afford to offer him a new contract, and this could be his last game for the club. The referee at Somerset Park is Kenny Clark.
United, they stand on the brink of a Tennent's Scottish Cup semi-final meeting with Celtic at Hampden in 2.5 weeks' time. But which United will it be? Ayr United or Dundee United after their 2-2 draw at Tannadice? And the home team looking to keep up their sensational record in the cup competitions. Remarkable it is. Charlie Miller immediately threatening for Dundee United, and it was Paul Lovering with the important intervention, and the clearance down towards James Grady. Lovering linking with Sheeran. It's a useful ball in as well. Gallagher toiling, and the shot in the end was off target. It was John Robertson who looked to cash in after the punch from Gallagher landed at his feet, but it spun off the outside of his left foot, and in the end it was way off target. The concern on the look of Gordon Dalziel's face is for Pat McGinley. The midfielder was clattered there as Paul Gallagher came to clear the Ayr attack. Well, that's a sorry sight for the home support. Pat McGinley has supplied 8 goals for Ayr United this season, and it doesn't look as if he's going to be adding to his tally. And wide for David McCracken. Pacey from McCracken, still going. Useful ball in. Diving header away by David Craig. Good hold-up work from James Grady, and he was held, was the former Clydebank and Dundee striker, by Jim Laughlin. Free kick given against the Dundee United defender. And almost miraculously, Pat McGinley is back on the pitch. It looked as if his game was over, but he's recovered, and Ayr United delighted to have him back on board. It's a foul by Griffin. The free kick flighted in by Paul Sheeran and away by Jim Laughlin. Back it comes from Neil Duffy. Useful ball for Lovering. He's tugged to the ground. It's a penalty kick against Tassos Benitez. He allowed Lovering to get on the wrong side of him here. Bad defending, he panicked and he tugged at the shirt of Lovering,
And there was little doubt from that point onwards that a penalty kick would be the outcome. And it's a chance for the Scottish Cup specialist himself, Scott Crabbe, once he's positioned the ball properly, to put Ayr United in front. Crabbe scores! Ayr United are ahead! And the Cup conquerors show every sign of marching onwards. What a start for the Somerset Park side. And Crabbe using all his experience here to stay calm, to stay focused, and to steer the ball wide of Paul Gallagher. 1-0.
Jim Loughlin for Derek Lilly. Will they off for David Hanna? Now David McCracken. Lilly was the target. Charlie Miller. Useful ball for Lilly. Had a swing at it, so did Thompson. Still not cleared. And that was Tassos Benitez with the final crack at goal. Took a deflection and wide for a corner kick. And useful pressure this from Dundee United. And at the end, I think Ayr were pretty relieved that it went behind. Charlie Miller with the corner kick. The ricochet, and back off the uprights from Derek Lilly. Back in it comes Miller. And it was Stephen Thompson who tried to flick it in. That's so close. Dundee United to an equaliser. It's going to be a night of mistakes and lucky breaks. John Hughes played the ball off his own player before Lilly rattled the upright. Half-time at Somerset Park, and Ayr United halfway towards another cup shock. And it's a man who knows his way around this Scottish Cup competition, Scott Crabbe, who's struck the important blow so far after Tassos Benitez was caught out by Paul Lovering and hauled the Ayr defender down. Penalty kick, Crabbe did the rest. Dundee United tried to force their way back. This was close as they came. Derek Lilly's shot back off the upright. After 45 minutes at Somerset Park, Ayr United 1, Dundee United 0. They were in the semi-finals of this competition 2 years ago. Ayr United already looking forward to the final of the CIS Cup this season, and tonight looking to take another step on the way towards the Tennant Scottish Cup semi-finals in a meeting with Celtic, which would be the week after the CIS Cup meeting with Rangers. Lovering's throw. Gets it back, Paul Lovering. Testing for Gallagher. And turned away by Hanna. Shearer for Lovering again. Again, it's a useful cross ball. Asking questions of David McCracken this time. But the first cross had the beating of Gallagher and John Robertson, almost there for Ayr. David Craig towards Scott Crabbe, did well to control it, good turn. And working it wide for John Robertson. Grady, good control. Breaks back towards Robertson, good change of direction and change of pace. David McCracken was lured into the challenge, had to go through with it. And obstruction given. And another Premier player in the grandstand. Craig Levine and Peter Houston. Neil Duffy's header, back off the uprights.
It's grabbed by Gallagher. Another threat from Paul Sheeran's free kick. A great leap by Duffy. And Paul Gallagher looked across with some relief as that cannon back off the post. They are so close to going 2 up. A cracking throw. Thompson the target. A breakdown in communication in the air defence there. Charlie Miller just managed to keep that in. Now Carson looking to get beyond John Hughes. Easier said than done. It's a corner kick. Hughes reckoned he might have got the benefit of the doubt there. He was hoping that he played that off Carson. Not too much doubt about the fact that that was his last touch. A lot of bodies in the box. In from Miller, right under the crossbar. Still not cleared. Miller tries again. Brilliant! Wonderful effort from Charlie Miller, trying to take Craig Nelson by surprise. And credit to the goalkeeper here for getting himself across to touch the ball round the post. Hit with power, ferocity from Miller, and that's a great save. The wind caught the pass and swirling it away from McCunney. And the foul by Lilly and Lovering. Yellow card for Derek Lilly. Paul Lovering's free kick. Grady's there. And Hughes. And Wilson. Saved by Paul Gallagher, well positioned. The edge of his 6-yard box. His punch, and then quickly back to his feet to smother the shot. Stephen Thompson's layoff. Charlie Miller, good shots, but a little bit too straight. Trying to place that one wide of Craig Nelson. Got himself into a good position, Miller, but it ended up as a pretty comfortable save. Cunny's throw. Good turn from Charlie Miller into the danger area. He didn't get over the shot. Half a chance there for Charlie Miller. All down to his own work. Foraging his way to the edge of the area and then chipping the shot over the top. Shaping up at the moment as a miserable night for Alex Smith and Dundee United. But still time for them to work their way back into this. Stephen Carson, no way through. Now here's an opportunity on the break for Scott Crabbe, and something's gone for him. He's in trouble, and that might be the end of the match. Immediately signalling that I think the game is up for Scott Crabbe now. Had a dodgy hamstring ahead of kick-off, and it may well be that which is tweaked again. Here's the moment that Scott Crabbe realised something had gone badly wrong. The goal scorer heads off. A big hero in these parts, Scott Crabbe. And his replacement, the man who played the place for him at the weekend, 18-year-old Stuart Keane. Danny Griffin from back to front pretty quickly. Charlie Miller. And it was never going to be too troublesome. It did rustle the side netting on its way past, but it wasn't really a threat to Craig Nelson.
Charlie Miller, I'm sure, will look upon this as a bit of a waste. Hughes with the throw. McCracken first there. Paul Sheeran onto his left foot. Brilliant finish from Sheeran. And that might just finish off Dundee United. An 8th goal of the season for the former Inverness midfielder. And this looks as if it will be decisive. Wonderful finish. He didn't bother with power. He just placed it and curled it wide of Paul Gallagher. The goalkeeper didn't have a chance of keeping it out. And it's 2-0 Ayr United. 10 minutes left. For United has Neil Joffrey on, 3 Tennant Scottish Cup goals already in this campaign. David Hannah off, and Joffrey immediately involved with the free kick, as the Ayr fans hope they are pointing their way towards the Cup semi-finals. It's not over yet though, and it was Joffrey's efforts, which was well off target. Some Dundee United supporters have seen enough. The second goal signalling their exit, heading back up the road on the assumption that their team is out. McCracken to Carson. Stephen Thompson. Lead off for Craig Easton. And Miller. And McCunney. Stephen Thompson, shot deflected away, and that was John Hughes throwing himself at that, blocking the effort from Thompson, demonstrating all the passion he still has for the game. And off the ball, an infringement by Charlie Miller against Craig McEwen. Waiting for the throw to be taken, trying to get round in front of McEwen. There was the trip. Danny Griffin. No way through for Charlie Miller. And a free kick is given against John Robertson for obstruction. Here comes Hasnail Joffrey. One of his best efforts. Might still be a chance though for United, and they do get a corner kick. The ball spinning awkwardly towards the area, and it was David Craig who knocked it behind. 90 seconds left of the 90 minutes. James Grady doing a big job for his team. Paul Gallagher waving his teammates forward, saying, "I'll launch it downfield and you do the rest." Certainly needs something to happen pretty quickly. Here's an opportunity, and it's placed wide by Hasnail Joffrey. Got himself into a good position there. Useful run from the midfield from Al Joffrey. He tried to place it, but he placed it wide of target, forcing his way to the edge of the area. And it was quite deliberate the way he placed that, as they look to close this out. McEwen knocks it downfield, and they stay where they are, keeping bodies behind the ball. Danny Griffin's pass straight at Paul Lovering. Now on the retreat, Griffin. Came off Stuart Keane, who can keep it in. In comes Grady.
Not far away from number 3 for Ayr. That would really have finished things off. Good cross from the teenager. Late one from Grady. Headed on target. Saved by Gallagher. Anxious examination of watches all around Somerset Park. The home fans heading for another party. Giant killing mission accomplished for Gordon Dalziel and Bill Barr and Ayr United. Paul Sheeran's goal sealed it in the second half for the First Division side, and Dundee United go the way of Dunfermline in the 4th round of this competition, and Ayr United march on and into the semi-finals of the Tennent's Scottish Cup. They'll play Celtic in 2.5 weeks' time. The weekend after, they've played Rangers in the final of the CIS Cup. It really is a remarkable story, this. The celebrations will go on into the night in Ayrshire. And from kick-off onwards, never much doubt that Ayr United had their sights set on another step forward in this Tennent's Scottish Cup. Final score, Ayr United 2, Dundee United 0.
Paul, Scott, congratulations. A goal each, and what a night for Ayr United, eh?
Yep, absolutely delighted. Great occasion for us now to go to Hampden twice in 1 week. Superb.
Yeah. That must be some kind of record, I would think. A cup final against Rangers and then a semi-final against Celtic.
You will be for Ayr United, I think. Yeah.
You must have obviously felt after the first game that you had a real chance when you got them back here to your own place.
We were confident. We've done well in the past against the SPL side, so we were confident. I think 1 goal at half time, we weren't sure if it was going to be enough, so to sneak the second one gives us a bit of breathing space.
What was the key, Scott, do you think? There's one thing that gave you the win tonight.
I don't know, I said before the game that I think the team that would win it tonight would the team that was wanting it more. I think we maybe handled the wind a wee bit better the second half. We came at the traps fairly well, got the early goal, but just absolutely brilliant for the club, superb.
There does seem to be a terrific spirit in the side, obviously, and you'll need that, obviously, in these 2 big matches.
Obviously helps, Dundee. I mean, the team spirit in the dressing room is fantastic now. Everybody's wanting to play every week. There's competition for places. So, I mean, all the boys are delighted, as Paul says, going to Hampden and twice in a week is absolutely tremendous.
We lost a bad goal from a penalty kick, and it was careless marking. And in cup ties, you don't want to do that away from home. So we were chasing the game after that again. Then we hit the post, and we had a few efforts to go there. Goalkeeper had a magnificent save in the second half with Charlie. That would have turned the game, I think. And then they scored late on and took the game away from us.
Yeah, it's obviously a very bad result for the club. It basically ends your season, I suppose, doesn't it?
Well, that's right. We're in a fairly safe position in the league with a lot of points to play for still. It disappoints us the fact that we don't get the opportunity to go to Hampden and play Celtic in the semi-final. It costs the club a fair bit of money now, but it's been that kind of season anyway. We've got things going, and then things have went flat, then we've got things going again, they've went flat again, and we really need to clear our throat in this club and really get things going forward. And maybe that, although it's disappointing, may get some sense into our whole perspective and start driving the club forward. It needs to be done.
I couldn't ask for any more from my players tonight. To get to a final and now a semi-final. Rangers Celtic 1 week, can't believe that, and I'm so proud of my players, and I'm delighted for these people that come week in, week out, standing that terrace, and so it's a great night for Ayr United Football Club.
It almost seemed as if you were the team that wanted it more tonight. Did you see it that way?
I thought the conditions were going to play a big part. Getting in 1-0, we knew we were going to be backed against the wall, second half against Dundee United. But I always thought that if, a longer game went, we got a wee chance, and Sheeran's capped off with a great goal, so we're happy.
Yeah, you must have felt a sense of relief when that went in, because really they were never coming back, I don't think, from 2-0.
No, I think the sense of relief was when we blew the full-time whistle. You always wonder, if they get something, it gives them a wee lift, but I can't fault any of my players. I'm proud of them tonight. I think they've been fantastic, and I think we've achieved something that this club has never been seen before.
An astonishing cup tie and a remarkable achievement by Ayr United. Gordon Smith is with me, and I think, Gordon, that only those who weren't here might see that as a shock result.
Yeah, well, it's a horrendous night for football, and it still is a horrendous night. It's freezing cold, but Ayr United mastered the conditions better, and I think that on the night they were the better side. They put Dundee United under pressure using the conditions in the first half, and I thought it would be turned around in the second half, but it didn't quite work out that way, and Dundee and Ayr continued to push forward and did really well. And
got the early goal, which was always going to be important. Any dispute about the penalty, do you think?
I don't think there was. I think it was a certain penalty. I think that Benitez just gets caught wrong side, Loveland goes past him, just catches a hold of him and spins him a little bit, and it's a definite penalty. Scott Crabbe took it well, stuck it away in the corner. There's a lot of pressure on him, but it was early in the game and it had to be scored really.
And the second goal was wonderfully well taken by Paul Sheeran, but United's defence really stood off, didn't they?
There was a lot of players around him. I think they were always looking to see where he was going to pass the ball, and they were more concerned. You see Danny Griffin pointing there, the pass might come from wide, but it's a great finish. I mean, he puts it onto that left foot of his, which is good, and he was always determined just to curl it in with this bit of space, and he used Danny Griffin actually to put Gallagher off because he couldn't quite see it till the last minute, and it just crept in at the post.
Yeah. Both sides hit the post. United in fact didn't have very many chances, but Ayr hit the post with a great Neil Duffy head, and I thought this one in. I must have.
Yeah, this could have been 2-0 at this stage, and you would have thought game over then, but it was a nice ball in, cross into back post, and he got up well, and it looks as if he just picked his spot. Didn't get any break because it could easily have hit the post and gone in, but it's come out from there, and it was well cleared in the end up, but that could have been 2-0, and you thought at that stage it would have been game over. Yeah,
I think Alex Smith must have been disappointed that United didn't have more attempts in goal in the second half. They did hit the outside of the post with a Derek Lilly shot, didn't they? But that was never really looking like being in the net, did it?
Yeah, I didn't really, but I thought that in the second half we'd see a lot more pressure from them. I mean, this was first half, I think.
That's right, it was, yeah.
That was in the first half that Derek Lilly had that shot, and one of the few efforts that they had in the first half, Dundee United. It was a good effort from him, canned off the post. I don't think the keeper would have got to it, but you have to say, the chances were going big in at that stage, but this was a great effort. Charlie Miller came onto that one. He'd taken the corner, it was clear that it came back to him. That was really using the conditions. It was a strong blustery wind getting in towards that goal, and it was a great save by Craig Nelson, you have to say.
Yeah, so congratulations to Ayr. They've now got 2 wonderful weeks to look forward to at Hampden. But from Dundee United's point of view, Alex Smith hinting tonight this might be the catalyst for major changes at the club.
I think it might be. I mean, already they talk about changes, big change in the number of squad they're going to have, getting rid of a few players, but I think that this is a major disappointment to them. I think maybe Alex has to go over that first and sit down and think about who he needs for next season, which players will be vital for Dundee United to take the club forward. I mean, he steadied Dundee United very well in his stewardship there, and he stopped them from getting relegated last year, but this is a major disappointment to them.